that moment where you just sit back and you realize, like, I have really kind of been putting my life on hold for people who don't really show up for me in the way that I need them to. And quite frankly, I'm kind of sick of it. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Clara. So good to see you. So nice to meet you. For today's video, we are starting a new segment here on the Clara Valentine channel, and we are going to be doing something I am going to be calling After Hours, where we just sit, we talk, we chat, we talk about things that are on our mind, and we just have fun with it, and we just ramble and we go on and on and on and on about random things. So for this episode of After Hours, we are going to be talking about the real, the raw, the unfiltered, and we are going to be discussing not putting your life on pause for people who just, quite frankly, don't show up for you anyways. So yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just jump right into it. When you have that moment where you sit back and you realize, wow, I have been putting my life on hold for people who don't show up for me constantly, that is where I'm at. And it's not in a bitter way, it's not in a dramatic way, it is in a way of actually witnessing what it is that is going on in front of me. And you have to realize, you have to separate someone's potential with who they are showing up as, and that can look different whether it be in friendships, in relationships. You are viewing people for the potential in them versus the people that they show up as every single day. You are doing yourself a disservice, because you cannot look at somebody for the potential that they have. You have to look at someone for who they show up as every single day. And rather than fixating on who you want them to be, you just have to take it at face value, because at the end of the day, at our big grown age, we are adults now. People know what they're doing. People know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're treating you, and they just, quite frankly, don't care. And that is the problem in today's age, is people are so quick to say, I don't owe you anything, I don't owe anybody anything, and the truth is, you do. You do owe people something. You owe people the best version of yourself. You owe people showing up as a good friend, as a good person. The other point I want to make is that friendships are not 50-50 every single day. I completely understand that. And look, I don't need my friendships to be perfectly balanced all the time. That is unrealistic. People have lives, people get busy. I completely can understand that. Like, the whole reason I am making this episode is because, quite frankly, in a lot of my friendships recently, I have been feeling left out. I have been feeling like I'm not seen, I'm not valued, I'm not cared about, and quite honestly, it's exhausting, because I feel like I am the one who is constantly putting in effort. I am always sending the texts, I am always sending the messages being like, let's go do something, let's make plans, let's like do this thing, asking people what their schedule looks like, all of that, but it is never reciprocated in the same effort that I am pushing out there, and that is my issue. I completely understand people's lives get busy, people have children, people have busy schedules, and that is okay. I am not saying that things are going to be balanced and things are going to be perfect all the time, but when you are the person who is constantly putting in the effort and making all of the plans and checking in on everybody, it gets exhausting being that person, because it gets to a point where all of those people are relying on you to be the one to reach out. But as soon as you stop, as soon as I stop reaching out, silence. There is nothing. And it just feels so unfair to me, because the reality is there is a difference between someone having a rough month and not really reaching out to people. I tend to self-isolate, and so that is why I have to make a mental note and take the extra effort to realize, you know, oh, I'm self-isolating. I need to reach out to people. I need to actually put in an effort for this to work. And I completely understand having a rough month or a rough week or whatever it may be, but there is a difference between that and going several months without contact, without putting in any effort, and just expecting the other person to do all of the work. And when it all boils down to it, the reality is I want presence. I want effort and I want intention. Because one thing about me, I'm 23 years old and I'm at a point in my life where the relationships that I have with people, I am incredibly intentional about. I am so intentional about the people I surround myself with. I'm intentional about honoring and making sure those friendships and those relationships are catered to and are just given an effort and I'm making sure that I put effort into them so that people know that I care about them. People know that I want to be their friend. I am a very gift giving person. I always show up and give people gifts. Like if I am wanting to pursue a friendship with them, like there have been so many people that I've gotten them flowers or just like a little gift or just something to show my an act of appreciation for their time. And that is just who I am. I'm not saying everyone has to do that or everyone does that, but that is just to show you that I am always putting in effort, versus I feel like I have never received any effort similar to that. I'm constantly making plans with people and checking in with people and wanting to text people, but it gets to the point where I don't even want to send the text because I feel like I am doing too much. And maybe I am doing too much, but is it so bad to want these friendships and to really try and foster an environment where this friendship can flourish and grow, whereas I'm not getting the same effort back? So I'm just stuck in this place of feeling torn between I just want to stop talking to people altogether and just go back to how I used to be and being hyper independent and doing everything alone, or do I actually continue to try and establish these friendships and establish closer connections? Because if I'm not the one making effort, there is no effort being made. It just sucks when you're the only one initiating things. You're the only one who is talking, who is sparking up conversation, who is sharing things about their life that is going on or asking about theirs or whatever it may be, and you're not getting that same energy. But then the part that really, really sucks is when you see that those same people putting in the effort that you are putting in for their other friends, and then you are just left on the sidelines sitting there with your hands up like, man, this is not going how I thought it was going. The next point I want to make is that you need to believe people, believe who someone is the first time they show it to you. I have gotten to the point in my life where you have one chance to prove to me who you are, and after that, I'm sorry, we're not doing this. We're not doing this whole regroup back and forth kind of thing. So that is one thing I have learned in my many years on this earth, and it is just believe people who they say they are and believe people who they show up as the first time around. Because it goes back to the whole potential thing. When you see the potential in somebody, you see the potential in a friendship, in the way a person is, you're like, oh, they're really nice. You're like, oh, they're really nice and they have all of this potential to be a really good friend and do all of these things and whatever it may be. Then you're doing a disservice to yourself, because you are viewing them as the person you want them to be and not the person that they are showing up as every single day. And something I am learning is that people don't lie with their words, they lie with their effort. Because when somebody repeatedly does not follow through or repeatedly does not show up as who they say they're going to show up as, that is the message itself. You know, people can talk all day long about, I want to do this, I want to put this effort in, I want to try harder to be a good friend and all of these things, and do all of these things, but the message is what it is that they are doing currently. The message is what and who they are showing up as presently. And you don't need to sit around and try and decode messages anymore and establish what it is, what these mixed signals are displaying. I am at a point in my life where I am taking everything at face value. If I see somebody moving weird, that's who you are. That's your character, and that can stay away from me, because I am not sitting here trying to decide whether or not you want to be my friend or you want to be a part of my life and you want to actually care about me. Because the thing is, if you say you care about me, you say you want to be my friend, you say you want to do all of these things with me, you say you want to make plans with me, but then you don't show up as that person, I'm just gonna believe who you're showing up as. I'm just going to believe not the words that you're saying, I'm going to believe the effort that you are giving. And I don't even mean this in a bitter way. I mean it in a way that is giving myself clarity, because when someone shows me where they stand, I stand there right next to them. The last point that I want to make is that you need to stop waiting around on people to live your life. You need to go out, you need to go try the restaurant by yourself, go do the new activity by yourself, go see the new movie by yourself. You need to stop waiting on people to live your life. The amount of times that I have missed out on things because plans fell through with somebody else, or the amount of things that I could have went and done, somebody didn't want to commit to it. Like, the amount of things that I have missed out on is insane. And it's like, if I had just taken the chance on myself and said, you know what, if that person, whether that person says they're gonna come or not, I'm still gonna go. So I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm going whether you're coming with me or not. And that goes for everything. It has just gotten to the point where I have waited and waited and waited around for people to change, for people to show up in the same way that I show up, for people to be the person that I want them to be or be the friend that I want them to be. And at this point, I have waited too long, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I am going to continue to show up for myself the way I show up for other people, because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. All you have is your independence and the person that you are, and all you can rely on truly is yourself. And it sucks to say that, it really does, because I have gotten through my hyper independence phase where I am finally to a point where I understand the importance of community, the importance of friendships, but I can also acknowledge that sometimes those friendships and that community is not going to be there for me. They're not always going to be there for me. The person that is always going to be there for me is me. So I just need to pour into myself the same way that I am pouring into friendships that are not putting in the same effort that I am putting in. My life does not pause simply because someone else is inconsistent. So from now on, if I want to go somewhere, I'm going. If I want to try something new, I'm trying it. Like, I am to the point where I am not waiting around on anybody. My timeline is not connected to someone else's effort. So at the end of the day, I am done chasing reciprocation. I am done chasing effort from other people, and I'm pouring into myself. I am learning to live, to romanticize my own life, and to be there for myself. And at the end of the day, the people who are meant for me will catch up. The people who are meant for me will find me and meet me where I am. I will still continue to put in effort into people that I see giving forth the same effort back, but until then, it's just me and me, baby. I am just so done shrinking myself and my life down to fit and accommodate for other people. I'm at the point now where if you show up for me, beautiful, let's show up for each other. If you don't, fine, that's okay, because I'm gonna show up for myself. Okay, everyone, that does it for today's episode of After Hours. I hope you guys did enjoy this rant, this chat. And if you want to hear me talk about a specific topic, please leave it in the comments down below. Let's hang out, let's chat, and let's do some more of these episodes. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below for more. I will see you all in the next one.